Little change in scenery, huh? How's it going, everybody? My name is Claudio. Welcome back to the Cluttertarium, the place where good and consistent editing is the least of my priorities. Let's talk about that new Suicide Squad movie.
There's no one better in the world to direct the Suicide Squad than James Gunn.
Oh boy. I'm excited. So, this new Suicide Squad movie, we've known about this for some time. I think since 2018, if I recall. If it isn't obvious, I haven't made a video in a while, and just kind of trying to get back into it, trying to get used to it again. Actually, I might just grab some water, I'll be right back. Got some water. So this new Suicide Squad movie is going to be directed and written by... Fuck, I'm going to close the door. So this new Suicide Squad movie is going to be written and directed by Guardians of the Galaxy writer and director James Gunn. All of this happened basically during the whole, like, I guess the firing of James Gunn in, like, 2018 or 2019, I think it was. Oh my god. Sorry, as you can tell, I'm both nervous about making this video, but also excited for this film. So, we haven't even gotten, like, a proper trailer for it yet. What the fuck was that? Basically, we have a roll call trailer, basically revealing the cast of the Suicide Squad and who each cast member is going to be playing. I think there's a fucking ghost fucking with the light. We also got a first look trailer, sort of a behind the scenes kind of look at the new movie. So, the plot of this movie, I mean, there isn't one yet. Like, they showed us basically everything except for the plot and the main antagonist, but we'll get to that later. So, if I had to make a guess as to what this movie is going to be about, I think it's going to be about, I mean, Amanda Waller, obviously, assembling a group of criminals, you know, like Batman villains, Superman villains, Flash villains, all those kinds of, basically, like, rogues gallery from the DC universe. Some well-known, some... I mean, basically, putting them on an island, it seems, and having them fight to the death while also trying to take down a common enemy, or enemies. I think it's going to be like some sort of syndicate of sorts. If I had to make my guess, that's probably what the plot's going to be. Basically, putting a whole bunch of criminals on an island, having them fight to the death, and whoever comes out at the end, like whatever group is left, they're basically the Suicide Squad. So, do I think this movie is going to be good? We haven't even gotten a proper trailer yet. And I think this is going to be the funnest movie of 2021. Like, Jesus fucking Christ. This movie, like, just from what we've seen alone, like, already has me more excited for this iteration than David Ayer's Kill Yourself Boys. And I can't stress this enough, we haven't got a proper trailer yet. And already I'm just so fucking excited for this film. I'm going to be drawing a lot of comparisons between David Ayer's original 2016 Kill Yourself Boys with Jared Leto, and as well as Guardians of the Galaxy 1 and 2. I'm scared. Where to begin? Like, where the fuck to begin? I guess we've already got the plot, quote unquote. What the fuck? Jesus Christ. We sort of got that out of the way. So, I think... Jesus, they're really fucking going nuts. In terms of the look of the... Whoa. In terms of the look of the movie, there seems to be like a lot of like big set pieces. There's like, of course, as I mentioned before, the island. There's many locations on the island. There's like a foresty area. There's like some sort of ruin. There's like an office. I'm assuming that's like earlier in the movie or maybe at the end of the movie. There's like a military base. There's a fucking mansion. There's just all of these unique set pieces. Also, going through the first look trailer, frame by frame, there's this one shot of what appears to be like some form of like test tubes. I don't know if that has anything to do with like the overall plot or if that's going to be like a flashback, going back to one of the other characters in the Suicide Squad, or maybe just another character in general. So yeah, I think with the first look trailer, it is very important to go frame by frame because there are some little things that you might miss. Some, oh Jesus Christ, can we just calm down? Yeah, and also in terms of visuals, just I haven't seen a lot of James Gunn's previous films, but I have seen Guardians 1 and 2, which I think will have some form of influence on his making of Suicide Squad. Those movies, especially Volume 2, had some beautiful fucking visuals. And just from the first look trailer alone, there are some pretty good visuals as well. There's this one particular scene with Polka Dot Man in like this gray like office, and it's completely drab. The colors are like dry and muted, and then in the middle, there's Polka Dot Man just like shooting these bits of color at the camera, and it's, I mean this when I say it, it's fucking beautiful. Speaking of Polka Dot Man, in the character roll call trailer, there's like this neat little sound effect that plays when he shoots the polka dot. This little. It kind of makes me think of like JoJo's Bizarre Adventure and sort of like the sound design that they use for like each individual stand to sort of represent their powers. Which I know friggin' JoJo didn't invent like unique sound design, but sort of I got into JoJo at the same time that I got into my university course, and sound design was one of my units, and really ever since then I've sort of been trying to keep my ear out for like cool sound design, and just that sound with fucking Polka Dot Man, just it's good. I like. Also, the tone of the film. Actually, before we get into the tone, I want to talk a little bit more about the visuals, specifically the visuals of the characters. Fucking, you look at the Suicide Squad from, you know, David Ayer's 2016 Kill Yourself Boys, and like aside from Harley Quinn, they're all just fucking grey. Like, just nothing. But then you look at James Gunn's fucking Suicide Squad, just oh! I don't know what that noise was. Some of these characters look like they were ripped straight out of the comics, specifically Javelin. Like, his suit is so like eye-catching. Just the colors are so striking. It's kind of beautiful. But you know, there's a little bit more diverse like color schemes compared to. Ugh. Like, you know, they run from being like eye-catching and colorful to being sort of like dark and grungy. Some of them sort of having a bit of a middle ground, sort of like a dark color scheme, but sort of like a neat look to them. And yeah, so the tone of this film, I think it's safe to assume that this is going to be an R-rated film. You know, it worked with Joker. I don't know if it worked with Birds of Prey. I don't think it did. But this is probably going to be a very violent film. There is a scene where one of the actors is describing that like people are going to be blowing up arms, legs, genitals. If that is anything to go by, this could very well be the first DC film with genital mutilation. I think it's safe to assume that if there is, this could be sort of a throwback to James Gunn's earlier filmmaking days working with Troma. But yeah, so if you're one of the few people who wanted genital mutilation in a DC film, well, you're fucking weird. But there you go, genital mutilation in a DC film. Sorry you didn't quite get that with Birds of Prey. I'm not sure if anyone got what they want with that film. Man, wasn't Sonic a good film? How does it feel, Twitter, that your attempt at breaking the glass ceiling thwarted by Sonic the Hedgehog? How does it feel? How? I mean, Sonic wasn't that great, but I mean, I enjoyed it. And who knows, maybe Birds of Prey is actually good. I haven't actually watched it yet. I'll give it a chance one day, but not anytime soon, because I'm kind of busy with stuff, so. Now, the characters. We talked about the design of the characters and sort of how they look in both films, but in terms of the actual characters themselves, like, not only who they are, but how many there are. Once again, observe 2016, the Kill Yourself Boys. There was like 9 of them. And one of them was like the main villain, so I'm not counting her. There was 8. 8 of them, but let's just say, just to be generous, there was 9 of them. So the betting pool of who's gonna live and who's gonna die, I mean, maybe it was a little fun, but I couldn't tell. From what I know, 2 people died. Wait, no. Yeah, 2 people died. Friggin' Slipknot got his fucking cranium exploded, and El Diablo sacrificed himself. Which makes me sad because he was actually my favorite. Maybe it's racial bias, I don't know. But then, once again, James Gunn. 17 characters. And a lot more out there in terms of which characters he's chosen. So the betting pool is a lot more bigger and a lot more interesting in my opinion. So I'm gonna do something a little special. This is the jacket that I wore in my short film. In the short film, I portrayed the embodiment of death. So I decided that I'm gonna play a little game. I'm gonna see who's gonna live and who's gonna die. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Claude's Suicide Squad betting pool. I've got my phone, I've got every character who is gonna be part of Task Force X, at least what we've seen from the character reveal trailer. So basically, this is gonna be me going through most of the cast while also putting my bets as to who's gonna live, who's gonna die, as well as a kind of a who's who. If you want it like an actual who's who, fucking just like go to anyone else's video, or better yet, just like go to the DC Wiki and do your own research, because I did a little bit of that, but honestly, not a lot. This should be fun. First off, Viola Davis will be returning as Amanda Waller. Not exactly part of the Suicide Squad. She's the one that sort of like orchestrates the whole thing. I think it's safe to say that she's probably gonna live. She's gonna live. Next up, Joel Kinnaman returning once again as Colonel Rick Flag. He, not an orchestrator of the thing, but is basically the captain, is sort of the leader of the Suicide Squad. Okay, so in the original Kill Yourself Boys, he had someone to like, you know, he had fucking Katana. She's not gonna be in this one. This is Katana! I feel like I had to do that at least once in this video. So I'm not sure if there's going to be anyone guarding him in this video, but one thing I know is definitely he's most likely definitely not going to have an implant in his head that's going to fucking, you know, turn his head into that one building in Lebanon. That was too soon, wasn't it? He's going to live. He's going to live. If you're Lebanese, I'm really sorry. Genuinely. So Michael Rooker will be playing Brian Derlin, also known as Savant, who is sort of a wannabe vigilante, super intelligent genius, billionaire who becomes a vigilante, sort of like Batman, but he's a lot more morally fucked. He just sort of has bad news written all over him. Going through the actual panel of the DC Fandom Suicide Squad panel, I know that like James Gunn and Michael Rooker, they're really good friends, so they have good chemistry. Obviously, they're gonna poke fun at one another. But the way that everyone talks about Michael Rooker like he's bad news, I want to say that maybe this is some form of foreshadowing, but I can't be too sure on that. But yeah, in my theory, I think he's gonna like try and defect. He's basically gonna be the Slipknot of this film. I think he's gonna die. I think he's fucked. Okay, next up. Ah! Oh god. I feel so bad for laughing. Okay, next. Flula Borg as Javelin. Can I just say, are his parents like the biggest Swedish Chef fans? Flula Borg. I'm so sorry. Flula Borg could be like an amazing actor and comedian, and from what I've heard, he is. So he's going to be playing Javelin. His origin, his real name, unknown, except in Arrow. But that could be just a completely different interpretation of the character. I think Javelin's fucked. I mean, there are various shots of Harley Quinn with Javelin's, well, weapon. So I think not only is he gonna die, but I think Harley Quinn is gonna kill him. Like maybe he's gonna defect, and Harley Quinn is just like, oh fuck, he's defecting, fucking shoots him in the head, fucking JFKs him, essentially. Yep, he's on the chopping block. He's dead. He's dead. He's gone. Bye, Flula. Flula Borg. Okay, Margot Robbie as Harley Quinn. Once again, fucking no introduction really needed, and also, fucking, I feel like it's obvious. She's gonna live. Like, she's an icon, for better or for worse. So yeah, fucking. Why? What's the point? Fucking, she's gonna live. She's probably gonna live. Yeah, she's gonna live. David the Smelchin, also known as Avner Krill, also known as Polka Dot Man. So, aside from, just putting my biases aside, because I just feel like David the Smelchin is going to be my boy in this movie. I feel like he's going to be my favorite character. Putting those biases aside, I feel like with a character as ridiculous as Polka Dot Man, you can't have him not live. I just feel like it's just too good. Like, you have to have him live. So, I'm positive he's going to live. I think Polka Dot Man's going to live. Daniela Melchior, I'm probably butchering that, as Ratcatcher 2. So, funny thing actually, originally everyone thought that it was going to be a female version of Ratcatcher. However, they refer to her as Ratcatcher 2, the sequel. So, Ratcatcher is like a former exterminator, and now they can talk to rats and communicate with rats and control rats. It's like Aquaman, but with rats. So she's basically, from what I can tell, a successor to the original Ratcatcher, to Otis Flanagan. She very well could be his daughter. There's like a little scene in the first look video with like her as a little girl and what seems to be the original Ratcatcher, sort of having a little moment together. So I think there's going to be a lot of heartfelt moments with her. And I think either she's gonna live and she's gonna have this big development, or she's gonna sort of go out in style. She's gonna be like the El Diablo of this film. So I think it's kind of a 50-50 with her. I think she's sort of right down the middle. It's 50-50 for Ratcatcher 2. Idris Elba as Bloodsport, or Robert Dubois, or as I like to call him, Robert the Boys. Yeah, the boys! I think Bloodsport is going to be like, he's sort of like in place of like Will Smith's Deadshot. So not only do I think he's going to live because of that, but also because it's fucking Idris Elba. Like, I feel like just by his star power alone, I think they're not going to want to waste him. Oh, also, he fucking shot Superman. This guy's not to be fucked with. So I think Bloodsport's gonna live. He's making it out. He's making it out alive. Next, Steve Agee as Nanoy. I've absolutely butchered that. Also known as fucking Shark King. So James Gunn was very careful with his words. He said Steve Agee is the on-set King Shark. So he does the mocap for King Shark, but who actually plays him, no one knows. It's often been speculated that Taika Waititi is going to do the voice of King Shark. It makes sense. King Shark is Hawaiian, so it makes sense to have a Polynesian actor play King Shark. I feel like it's going to be a little bit of a rehash of like him voicing Korg, which I have no problem with because I love Korg. King Shark's a big old boy. I think he's gonna live. I think freaking look at him. Look at that. Beautiful boy. Like, if anything, they're gonna do like some fake out. It's like, oh no, King Shark is dead. Then it gets up because it's fucking King Shark. You can't kill King Shark. Except when you can. Fuck you, King Shark lives. That's a good name for a movie. King Shark lives. I like that. They should do that. Alright, who's next? Okay, Mei Ling. Oh, fuck you, I'm not pronouncing that. Is playing Mongal. Mongal's like this big alien chick who, like, fucking her and her brother try and kill Superman because he disrespected their dad or something like that. And then her brother kills him. I don't know, 50-50. I think like she's gonna try and defect, but unlike Savant, I feel like if she does try to defect, she's gonna have a better chance. I don't know, I get sort of a turncoat vibe from her, so 50-50. Who's next? Peter Capaldi as the Thinker, as I believe Clifford DeVoe, the Clifford DeVoe version of the character. So from what I remember, I think he's the original Thinker. I don't know how to explain it, but I feel like he's on the chopping block. Apparently he has a bit of a not like a rough past, but I guess a rivalry with another character in the Suicide Squad, which I'll get to soon. But not only do I think that he's gonna die, I feel like of all ways, he's gonna have his head exploded. Like he's gonna do too many things at once and his fucking head's gonna blow up. This is a James Gunn movie, anything could happen. Yeah, sorry Thinker, I think you're done in this movie. You're fucking gone, you're gonna have your fucking cranium exploded. Alice Braga as Sol Soria, who I believe is a gender bend of Juan Soria. So yeah, Sol Soria, Army Girl. Army Girl. She's gonna fucking die. Next. Pete Davidson, also known as Blackguard, also known as Richard Hertz, also known as Dick Hertz. Normally, if I try to bust more than one nut in a day, you know, I want him to live. I really like him on SNL. I loved all those Chad sketches he does. But like, fuck, just, I don't think he's gonna make it. There's this one shot of him just like with his arms up like this, like all victorious. And I feel like that's the prime moment to put a fucking bullet right through his head. Sorry, Pete, I love you, but I don't think you're making it out of this one alive. Sorry, dude, love you. Next, Nathan Fillion, playing TDK, also known as Arm Fall Off Boy. We can basically confirm it's Arm Fall Off Boy. If you go frame by frame at the start of the first look trailer, you can see Nathan Fillion in one of the storyboards, his arms detached, it's Arm Fall Off Boy. It's basically confirmed. Even his fucking logo, it's got like the fucking anuses on the stumps. It's Arm Fall Off Boy. Now, I want to say that he's gonna die, just straight up he's gonna die. Fucking, his limbs come off, that's his power, he's good as dead. But I think this could be a JoJo's Bizarre Adventure case where despite how borderline useless his power is, I feel like there's gonna be a situation in which it's the perfect opportunity to use that power and he's gonna somehow manage to escape with his life. Honestly, I think he's gonna live. Honestly, I think TDK is gonna make it out alive. TDK lives. Okay, next is Sean Gunn, playing John Monroe, also known as Weasel. This is the character I mentioned earlier, who has a rivalry with the Thinker. Human Roadkill, dead. He's gone. No. Fuck you.
Fuck you!
I kinda like him. Next, Jai Courtney, reprising his role as Digger Harkness, also known as Captain Boomerang. I want to say, like, purely because he's a fan favorite, that, like, he kind of has to live. He was, like, one of the best parts of the original Kill Yourself boys. Honestly, you know what? Yeah, I'm just gonna go with that. You know what? Yeah, Captain Boomerang lives. And that leaves the final member of Task Force X, John Cena, playing Christopher Smith, also known as the Peacemaker. So, this could go one of two ways. Either he's kind of like the pseudo poster boy for the Suicide Squad, he's kind of like the Deadshot of this one, he's sort of like the Deadshot to Harley Quinn. And, you know, he makes it out the whole movie, and he's just kind of like, you know, a mascot. Or, they're putting him on all of this promotional material just to have him die very early on in the film. Because I think that would be a good precedent to set, just to let everyone know that they're not ready for this fucking movie. I think it's 50-50 for Peacemaker. So, that's it. That's the 17 characters that are gonna live and gonna die. That is 17 characters that are part of the new Suicide Squad. So you're probably wondering why I did this. Honestly, I'm kind of wondering the same thing as well, especially considering I think I have a good idea of what the Suicide Squad is going to look like by the end of the film. And I think they snuck it in, thinking that people like me weren't going to pay attention to it, but I did. This shot right here, I think, is what the Suicide Squad is going to look like by the end of the film. So that means at the end, Task Force X is going to consist of King Shark, Ratcatcher 2, Rick Flag, Bloodsport, Harley Quinn, of course, Peacemaker, Thinker, my boy Polka Dot Man, and this last character at the far right, I can't seem to make out. I really don't know who it is, but I have 3 guesses. It's either Captain Boomerang, Blackguard, or Savant. I think maybe because it looks like Harley Quinn has like a costume change at some point in the film. I think some of the other characters might as well. Captain Boomerang, I think, because I think it's clearly like a male character, is a bit of a stocky guy. So I think Captain Boomerang, because he's a little bit stockier, I think he would have like shorts and a t-shirt. He's an Aussie. Although it doesn't look like shorts, it just looks like pants that have been rolled up to the knee. So, and I'm thinking it's also either Blackguard or Savant, because we see them in the first look sort of in prison garb, consisting of like an orange t-shirt. So I think that could be the final character. But again, maybe it's a new character, maybe it's someone else. Maybe this isn't actually going to be the final like candidates for Task Force X. But that's just a hunch that I have. Now, one more thing. Who is the main antagonist gonna be? Because yes, Task Force X consists of all villains, but who is the actual antagonist? Well, I've heard some mumblings here and there, and according to the Illuminati, which is the same people who claim that Power Rangers is gonna be cancelled, so the validity of their claims is a little bit questionable. But according to them, the main villain of James Gunn's Suicide Squad is Starro. Yeah, I'm also wondering who that is as well. So apparently, Starro is like this giant starfish alien who has the ability to control people's minds with like these smaller like versions of himself that kind of work as drones. That, like, the idea of being mind controlled by a fucking like alien starfish sounds really fucking gross. And honestly, it just sounds like it's right up James Gunn's alley. He might be the villain. Who knows? I doubt it's Enchantress again, because fucking why? Maybe it's fucking Amanda Waller in a giant mech suit. I doubt it, but no one would expect it. So maybe it's Starro. Maybe it's one of them actually. Maybe it's fucking Polka Dot Man. I hope not. It better not be fucking Polka Dot Man, because I'm gonna be pissed. In the end, I think this movie is going to be a lot of fun. I think it's going to be beautiful. I think it's going to be funny. I think it's going to be fucked up. I think the characters are going to be really well written. They're going to be quotable as fuck. I think James Gunn is really going to be pushing these new, well, not new characters, but the sort of these more obscure characters into the limelight, into the mainstream. I think it's just going to be great. I really can't wait for this film. After this video, I'm just going to be watching those 2 trailers over and over again, as well as the Batman, because that trailer was also pretty good. I might talk about that on my main channel, I might talk about it here, I don't know. So yeah, that's the Suicide Squad. I'll probably do another video once more promotional material comes out, but aside from that, yeah, that's it. That's that's the video. I'm fucking done. Freaking gotta put this in the editing bang and fucking whatever. So, thank you guys so much for watching. If you want to see more, be sure to subscribe and ring the bell. Fucking do whatever YouTube adds to make sure that you actually get my content. Leave a comment, tell me what you think. I might interact. I probably will. I'm very lonely. No one watches my shit. If you want to see objectively better content that I make, go to my main channel. I'm working on some stuff right now. I have big plans for the main channel. If you want, you can check out my shitpost channel. I'm not really posting much. In fact, I haven't really posted aside from one video that I did. Follow me on Twitter, or don't. Friggin', I may post updates on that. I might not. I mean, I do, but not very frequently. Only when I'm actually doing a video. But yeah, share this video if you want to see more people see the video. Fucking just show some support. Leave a like, leave a dislike, fucking do whatever you want. I'm not the fucking boss of you. By the way, I plan on doing another video here on this channel, potentially talking about Kamen Rider Saber, because I'm a big Kamen Rider fan. I want to do more like Kamen Rider and Tokusatsu related videos here and on the... Let me try that again. Here and on the first channel. So yeah. So once again, thank you guys so much for watching, and see you guys fucking whenever. Take care, guys. See ya. Oh god, what? Fucking, I'm gonna kill myself one day.